and under the assumption that you're all world-class, absolutely genius at what you do, you are letting that person down because you are effectively sending them to a less effective organization. And then they get a less effective service, and then they say, I don't like insurance people, or whatever your service is. Is this sticking? So your responsibility is to get into a space of authenticity and clarity that you don't want to let people down. For me, I know that I'm one of the best in the business. So where are you going to go? What you going to do? What are you going to do? If I don't serve you, at some level, I've let you down. Because you're just going to go to another coaching program somewhere else that you felt more urgency to go to, or some other consultancy that you felt more urgency to go to at that particular time, for whatever reason, and then you're going to get a less valuable result, and then you're going to be like, coaching don't work. My fault. Yeah.
I think Daryl and you may have answered my question. So I've had someone like contact me and they were like, this sounds great, I want to work with you, but I need to sort out my finances. There's things I need to sort out. I'll contact you in a couple of months.
I could be dead by then.
I did what Sam did. I've given them time to sort out their finances. But now I'm thinking, I just need to reach out and be like, hi, I want to have that discussion. Because I don't want to be like, have you sorted out your finances? How do I reach out again?
I have a philosophy on this, and I have a recording of the conversation that I had with Ellie when I first enrolled him into Money Mastery Live.
I remember that conversation.
How did it go?
I think the first time we spoke, I said I was coming back, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, I'll come back and I need to clear one deal or something like that.
Yeah. And at 10, the conversation was around 25 minutes. At 10 minutes, he said, I can't do it, I ain't got no money right now. Said, I'll come back said, I want to do it 2 weeks, something like that. I'll come back. And in my mind, I'm going, I ain't fucking letting you go.
Yeah, I felt that.
Sorry?
I felt that,
yeah. Yeah, I ain't letting you go. You can't let them get away with their excuses, because they will just keep on giving themselves excuses and they'll keep on getting mediocre results. So the reason that I say that is because you have to explore every opportunity, every single one, before you let that phone down. And you've got to stay in control. And that's why I encourage you to use the wordplay which says, I'm not sure if we can do this, but let's explore this option. I'm not sure if it's even possible, Ellie, but like, I know that you said that you don't have the $2,000 right now, but what do you have available that we can potentially get you enrolled into this opportunity right now so that we can secure your spot? Because I know that Money Mastery Live is filling up pretty quick, and I don't want you to miss out on this remarkable opportunity for us to help you scale. Tell you what, I've got 500. You got 500 that you can put in today, great. And how soon do you feel you can, and how soon can we clear the remaining balance? Can we clear that within the next 14 days? I can clear it by the end of the month. Okay, so here's what I'm willing to do. Now we've created that space for an opportunity that works for Ellie and that also works for me. Is this making sense? Because I would much rather take £500 commitment from him now and take, if it was remaining 1,500 at the end of the month when he gets paid, or from his clients or what have you, rather than wait 15 days and then call him again for him not to pick up, for him to have his car break down, for him to have another client that didn't pay him, for him to have another negative situation. His missus is now calling him, telling him blah, 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 and having a situation. And he just doesn't pick up the phone to me. But now he's giving me £500, he's giving me some commitment. And worst case, it doesn't cost me anything. Absolute worst case, he goes, I really can't. Absolute worst case, I can give him the £500 back, but who's in control? I am. When I've got no commitment from you, and when you've got no commitment from your clients, you're finished, you're toast. Zero, zilch. Chase, 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 chase. You can be spending your time with other people, adding value to other people's lives. So do everything you can. And sometimes, by the way, it doesn't work. Sometimes there isn't a solution. Sometimes it goes, I've only got 50 quid. Tell you what, let me send you something that's going to help you. Like this guy that was doing the 30 grand private client deal. I said to him, he said he's got invoices that he needs to chase and, you know, potential clients come through, but obviously he doesn't know if they're going to get over the line. I said, what can I share? What's the challenge in getting those deals over the line? He's gone, oh, it's, I can't remember what it was, but it's like, oh, it was this or it was that, or I'm not sure if they're fully committed or whatnot. I said, well, do it this way, say this. And he was amazed. He was like, never thought to say it like that. Say this, here's my number. Any questions or queries, drop me a message and I'll voice note your response so that you can have the best opportunity to get this deal over the line. Sounds cool? I was like, yeah, sounds cool. That's how and now we've got an interactive relationship rather than just going, oh, I'll tell you what, I'll call you back in 2 weeks. And then basically the lead goes cold. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Jess, you said something interesting that when you were...
I say a lot of interesting things. Thank you.
You was on the phone to him for 25 minutes.
Thereabouts, yeah.
Do you kind of, because you've been doing this for a while, do you kind of give yourself that time frame? Because you know that you could be on the phone for a while and then the person still doesn't really come through for you.
Basically, how long should you wait?
What, on the phone?
Get bored of the call, you come off the phone.
This is gonna sound harsh, but it's completely accurate. It depends on where they are in this journey of understanding who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. So, and it's understanding what their financial capability is to move forward. So one of the best things that you can do in a sales conversation, by the way, is to establish where they are right now in the first 60 seconds of that call. So many gurus online will tell you, you know, don't talk about the price until you demonstrate the value and and you're on the call for 45 freaking minutes. And then you've demonstrated the price and then they've gone, it's way too much, and they freak out and they've run. Now you've just wasted 45 minutes. Thank you very much. So what should you do instead? And there is intelligence behind the framing of what they're talking about, by the way. It's just how you do it is got to be a little bit more nuanced and a little bit more tact. So you want to position the price in the beginning before they actually get on the call, number one. Y'all skip that. Let them know the price in the beginning before they book the call.
With corporates as well. So, I think another important point to add to that as well is knowing that the first call, the aim is not to sell just on the first call. It might take more than one.
Correct. The higher the value of the call, the more conversations it's going to take. Typically, yeah. And you have to you have to be consciously aware of that, yeah. So if somebody is talking to us about money mastery online, for example, oh, I make $2,000 a month and I'm in this job and I hate it and I'm kind of doing a little bit of coaching on the side, which is making me £100 a month or £500 a month, whatever it is. Okay, cool, perfect. Let's get you enrolled. That for me, in my mind, is a 5-minute conversation. Because if I can't get you to commit to a £600 investment in 5 minutes, then either like you don't want it enough, or like my marketing or something of that nature just isn't compelling enough. Either way, I'm unlikely to, yes, I'll probably go on to spend, up to 10, maybe 15 minutes, right, at more of a maximum time level. But I'm not going to spend an hour on the phone with somebody in order to get £500-600 for me. But I will spend an hour on the phone with somebody, as I will demonstrate with you later. I will spend an hour on the phone with somebody that's willing to pay me 30 grand. It's a worthwhile investment of my time. Okay, so the more financial capacity they have in order to invest in a higher level solution, the more time you're going to be able to consciously give them in order to make that journey smooth and sweet. Which is partially why we do Money Mastery Live. It's 4 days. Why is it 4 days? So that you have time I have time in order to demonstrate the value and to show you what the opportunity of the academy actually looks like. Fontaine.
I have 2 questions. First one, how would you present the price to potential clients before you jump on them?
Yeah, perfect. So, great question, because I was about to come on to that. So it's about, for different companies, it works in slightly different ways, and you can try different things. I'll give you a very quick example. Yesterday, you would have seen an image on my Instagram if you were on there, and on top of it was a screenshot of a girl called Marion who started selling at 16 grand. She joined Money Mastery Live about this time last year, and she's now selling 16 grand coaching programs. So she sent me a screenshot of somebody that paid her 16 grand. And I put at the top of the thing, imagine she invested her last 2 grand to join Money Mastery Live. She barely had a big business in the beginning, and now she's selling 16 grand clients. If you want a same or similar result, DM me live right now. What have I done? I positioned the price. I haven't told. Yeah.
It's not even 2 grand. But
right.
Positioned whereabouts ballpark price.
And if I wanted to be, depending on what my offer is, I want to be cute about it. I could go. I could just say something vague like, imagine investing 3 grand into a world-class solution that gets you a £16,000 client as a result. How would that feel? Question mark. My price point might still be 2 grand. So when they jump on with me, they're like, oh, it's 2 grand, brilliant. And by the way, people are not going to necessarily focus on the numbers that you put, but what you're doing is you're planting, most 80% of people are probably not going to remember that number consciously, but they will have it subconsciously, okay, it's around 3 grand. Okay, it's not a top tier investment, but it's fairly substantial. And they kind of get that notion of psychology. So you can position it as a testimony, Sam. Yeah, so like imagine investing X and receiving ABC as a result. Or it could be as a case study, or it could be as a range. So it could be a range of prices, as in our top performing, I often say stuff like this, our top performing clients invest anywhere between 10 and 50 grand to work with us. And these are the kind of results that we can help them to generate. So then you can just have a range there so people know, or I can go, we've got, someone goes, well, how much is it to work with you? Well, great question. We've got programs from £99 right up the way up to 50 grand programs. Question for you is, where are you at in your business so that we can establish which one of those programs is going to be best fit for you? What have I done?
Sounds better than saying what's your budget.
Oh, way better. Oh, way better. Yeah. So, recording, what did I say?
We have programs that range anywhere from £99 to £50,000.
Yeah.
So what you need to establish is which program's right for you.
Yeah, what I need to establish is where you're at in your relationship, in your example, so I can establish which program is best fit for you. And if you don't have a 50 grand product yet or program yet, create one. Because there will be one person that goes to you, what's the 50 grand product? And then you go, let's jump on a call and let's discuss it. As an example. Well, what's the 100 grand product? Let's jump on a call and discuss it. What are you generating right now? Oh, I've got 50 different properties already. Perfect. You sound like my type of client. So if I was to deliver a world-class solution for you to get from 50 to 100, as an example, what would that look like for you? And then what they're going to do is they're going to tell you everything that they want in the solution. Perfect. The 30 grand client that I shared with you earlier, by the way, I didn't know what I was going to sell them. I had an idea, but I didn't know at the point of the call, because, and this is why we talk about authentic sales, because I didn't know whether they were going to be fit for the academy, whether they're going to be the right fit, or whether they were going to be more fit for a private client, or whether they were going to be more of a fit for Money Mastery Live. I didn't know. But through going through this process and establishing where they're at, what they want, look, what is an ideal situation? What is an ideal solution? He said, look, we're at 10K a month right now. We know we've got way more value. We've made 100 grand in the last 6 months, blah, blah, blah. We're doing this, and that, and the other. And I know that we can get to 50 grand in the next 6 months. Okay, perfect. How can I help you to get there? Well, you've done it time and time again, so we need your advice. We need your consultancy. Okay, perfect. What does that look like? How many, how frequent do you want that contact to be? I think monthly sounds good. Okay, brilliant. And would that be live in person or more online? More online. So what I effectively did as a private client option, and this guy wants to move fast. So our options for the 50K program is usually over the course of a year, 12 months, yeah? So then I noticed that this guy wants to move fast. So I'm like, I'm not gonna give him a 12-month program. It's like, how long is it? I went 6 months. 6 months, this is the opportunity that we provide, this is the solution, this is the training. And what's great about it is me going, it's 6 months, at some point, if I want to then, and I said to him, look, I'll mentor you privately as a client, and you get to come to all of our academy trainings, get all of the trainings online, everything that you need in order to scale. But what you're paying for is the direct mentorship, and I'll give you everything else complimentary, is essentially the way that I framed that offer. It was like, okay, cool, perfect. And here's the thing. I know in my integrity, worst case scenario, if I don't help him accelerate his business, which I fucking will because I'm good, yeah? If I don't get the results that, I can extend that from 6 months to 12. Can't I? So now I've created a fast-paced environment where I can help him to scale, and psychologically in my mind, I know that I can provide more support if need be, which is going to make him feel like, wow, this person really cares.
So you wouldn't charge him for the next 6 months?
Sorry?
You said you could extend the 6 months, so is that like, you're not saying that, okay, you pay
I'm saying worst case scenario.
Oh, right, okay.
So let's say worst case scenario, he had a car crash in his business and he couldn't meet me for a couple of months, things didn't quite work out, what have you. I have the freedom and the flexibility. I'm not going to tell him that, because that's none of his business at that point. Pay me. But I know, because I've created it on the spot, I know that if I wanted to, I have that option. This is why I said to Yvonne earlier, collect the money now. One of my team messaged me yesterday and said, I'm not sure if this person's a fit. What should I do? And I went, I don't know if he's a fit either. And tell you what, I can't bother to go back and forth, get him in, take the money. Worst case, we can give it back. Yes or no, guys? Am I wrong?
I'm still trying to work out how you're going to work this one. I'm just sitting there like, wait.
Yeah, don't worry. You can work. I'll work with them.
AMI, all money in. Because
I'm just still waiting for this magnificence.
I don't know the guy. I had one sentence. I spoke to the guy for literally 10 seconds or so. But point is, I ain't got time to go back and forth. I'd rather collect the money. Worst case, we can give it back. But we're in control now. Best case, he scales his business significantly. You might find a new business that he's never, you know what I'm saying? That he's not come across before. You might have had a new idea, a new spark. So sometimes you're not always going to know exactly how you're going to help people. It's you being able to communicate clearly about what you do, attract the right people to you, and then give them the opportunity to buy. Ellie.
When presenting your offer with your prices and whatnot, would you advise to display a payment plan on it, or should that just be if the client says, oh, you know what, I'm not prepared to do now, then you say, okay, I'm going to give you this offer today, and we can be flexible to blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it depends on, it depends on the value of the offer, as in the price point, and it also depends on the client that you're trying to serve. So, excuse me, if I'm you and I'm speaking to Premier League footballers, there is no fucking installment plan. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. It's not displayed. I would have 2 brochures, one with an installment plan on it and one without. Does that communicate?
Yeah, it's funny you say that actually, because I was speaking to Cecilia last week. I had a call with a League 2 footballer, and when we jumped on the same call, we said, listen man, I'm really impressed with what you do, just tell me the price. I like this premium package, call me back in a month, and then let's get sorted. So it makes sense.
Yeah, and there is no call back in a month. I don't believe in that, psychologically. Of course, physically there is. Psychologically, I don't believe in that. So what do we need to do today to get a commitment from you? Frame it like this. And there's different ways to frame it, but you're going to get the psychology of what I'm saying. Look, we've got a number of similar clients in your position that want to work with us, and I can only work with a maximum of 4 clients a month because of the qualities that I provide. So let me ask you something. What commitment can we get from you today so that we can accelerate this process for you, and we can actually help you build your portfolio now rather than later? Or I can go, what's the price of your program?
8999.
Okay, perfect. So typically what we do is we collect a $3,000 commitment fee to get you enrolled into the program. We do all the setup and all of the initial consultations, schedule the dates, etc., so that we can accelerate this process for you. Yeah. And I said $3,000, I should have said 5. Take a $5,000 commitment fee so that we can get everything set up on the front end so that everything else becomes easy on the back end for you. Yeah.